If this is supposed to be a human being thing, where's all the condemnation from the other black people?
Dang, he went right into it. Check it out. Hey, Nick is stirring up the internet again. He's reacting on the Carmelo Anthony case, just recently convicted of murder, sentenced to 35 years for stabbing Austin Metcalf. This has been a real big controversy topic in the world right now. So let's just dive straight in. Nick's pretty blunt. I don't believe I agree with everything he says, but dude has a point and he knows exactly how to prove it. So let's hear him out.
Did black people condemn this vicious act of human evil against another human? No. They raised $800,000 to defend the murderer from accountability.
800 grand? I thought it was like half a million. When did it get to 800,000?
Not only did the black community rally in his defense, saying free him and raising money for his legal defense, they also protested outside the courthouse, demanding that he be let go even today, saying he was provoked, he was acting in self-defense. So is it a human being thing? Is it ever? Was it a human being thing when it was George Floyd, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, O.J. Simpson? Was it a human being thing when it was Emmett Till threatening to rape that white girl? No, it's never a human being thing. It's always a racial thing.
You know, I 100% agree with Nick here. The media always makes it a race thing, or like people always want to make it a race thing, when really it's just people. Okay, like it's a people thing. Race, it's never racism's never gonna die if you just keep making everything about race. To be honest, so make it a people thing. It's never just about people.
And at a certain point, we need to confront this. You can ignore it. You can avoid it. You can try and sidestep that conversation. But at the end of the day, why is it that we can't live in major cities? A huge part of it is because of this criminal population. And it's
Facts.
not all of them. Everybody knows that.
I say facts just because I have children, right? And you know, I'm a country boy. I'm from Texas originally, but I come from the country, but I've always known I'm a city boy, right? Like I'm a country boy that wants to live in the city. But when I had kids, yeah, scratch that. I was like, yep, nope, I am not raising my kids in the city for this exact reason right here.
It almost doesn't even need to be said. We all know not every single black person's a criminal.
Facts.
And we all know not every single black person is a racist against white people. We all know that.
Facts.
How
Just like everybody knows that not all white people are racist to black people, and not all white people are like judgmental or like whatever stereotype you want to give to white people, right? Like it's all the same. Like these are all just stereotypes people make.
However, we also know that the reason you're not able to go safely on the subway at night or during the day is because of this contingent. I don't know how big it is. I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but there is a contingent among the black population that makes it unsafe for everybody, blacks and whites included, Hispanic.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm glad he said that. Blacks, whites, anybody. It's really like this ghetto culture that's running around that like to me, you know, I grew up on the music, but like Lil Wayne, everybody made being a gangster like seem cool and fun, and now you see like everybody who was raised by the people who thought being a gangster was cool and fun. Their kids are now being, you know, led into the communities and society and running amok, just like the ones who thought being a gangster was cool.
And Asians. That's why you can't ride on the subway. And the reason that you can't commute to work on the subway is because of this. That's why you got to get a car and drive in traffic. And the reason you can't live in certain neighborhoods and why you got to go and move out in the suburbs is the same reason. And the reason you can't send your kids to school in the city is because of the same reason. And the reason you can't have a 24/7 restaurant downtown, it's the same reason. And so how are we going to live? How are we going to live? How are we going to live our lives free from fear? How are we going to live our lives and even have a social fabric at all when this is the kind of thing that is going on?
The only thing that I did not agree with in that statement was the Emmett Till thing, because I don't really know too much about that. And from what I had been presented on that, it was a very sad thing, but I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to really make an opinion on that. But outside of that, every single thing he said, I 100% agree with. And it's not even really debatable. I mean, if you look at just the statistics of the crime, who's committing the crime, it's a very small percentage of people who are committing all of the crime.
I gotta pause it right there because almost everybody watching this right now was probably not expecting him to go and take that agreement or take that side. It's pretty dope to actually see that like not everybody is protesting it and it just yes because they're black. Like yeah, no, like it doesn't mean all black people agree with these crazy people on the freaking news and beating people up and like yes, that's why we know it's not a race thing, it's a people thing. Either you got common sense or you don't.
Times. This is an issue. Black people not being accountable about it and calling it out is also an issue. The only prominent black person that I saw say anything about this was Stephen A. Smith. Every single person other than that pretty much defended it and vouched for it. And that makes me question your judgment in all things, because if you agree with someone just based on race alone and not on like the logic of it, is this person right or wrong? Is it right or wrong to murder? Then I don't really want to be around you. And anyone else who doesn't want to be around you, I don't see them as wrong either, because you could be potentially dangerous or side with dangerous people if you cannot condone murder when it's just a cold-blooded murder, and that's what it is.
Yeah, I do think there has been a very big lack of condemnation for this. People are trying to make it, they keep running with the internet narratives that he was jumped, he was assaulted, but that's been debunked numerous times. Like even every witness that took the stand.
Facts. They want to say that like Karmelo was getting jumped or like they were like, you know, huddled up around him and circling him and from the actual witness testimony, it was like just him and Austin talking and like some people standing there, of course, but like nobody was surrounding him. Nobody hit him, nobody was jumping him. I believe it was testified that his brother wasn't even actually standing there when he got stabbed. He had to like run over there and like grab him and whatnot. But like that's the facts. They're coming out and people are arguing with it and agreeing with Carmelo just simply because he's black. That is insane. That is insane. That is society going backwards, not going forwards.
Said that wasn't true. 6 of those witnesses are black. Are they lying? Are they lying? Like now the black people who they called into question to tell the truth and recount what happened is a liar? At what point do we
Facts that they're calling them liars too, and these are like kids. These are like 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old children. Like, what are we talking about? And we got society like coming out here and just straight saying like they're straight liars. Like there's this corruption, they've been paid, like all this BS. It's like, no, dude, we can't accept the fact like that's exactly what happened. It's just the facts.
just acknowledge the truth that this is a kid that made a horrible, egregious mistake and now someone else is dead and he's going to jail for the greater part of his life? He's going to spend more time in jail than he spent being free. That sucks. And it's like people want to make it seem like he was wronged or like this is just some big injustice. And it's just like the simple fact that you cannot bring a weapon to school and stab someone. Whether or not it was justified or not, he's going to prison. You cannot stab someone at school. Simple facts. And there was once a time in society when we hear that someone brought a knife to school and stabbed someone else and went to jail, and we're like, oh, that's a good thing. And all of a sudden, we're acting like this is some big injustice and this is a racial thing, and it's ridiculous. I think that the lack of accountability to call out wrong and say wrong is wrong regardless of skin color is a big problem to me. It's interesting that people are being called out of their name, being called sellouts, being attacked for acknowledging that simple truth.
He going to jail because of the all-white jury.
Whoa, y'all.
Violence is a problem, and we just need to be real with ourselves. I think it's just the victim mentality, it's the lack of parents, and it's just everything. Education, everything, bro.
I don't think it's a victim mentality anymore.
The victim.
No,
Man, I'm gonna be real.
I don't think
From
that's
the
what it
older
is.
people, it's the victim mentality.
I don't know,
100%. I asked my father and his cousin. I was sitting there, right there with them, and I was talking to them about white supremacy. They 100% believe in that shit. I said, do you think that if a black man went to work every single day, did nothing wrong, can he go to jail? Yes or no? They said, I believe he still probably could go to jail. It's possible. So that is a pure fucking victim mentality.
I agree. I think that the victim mentality also plays a part in bad behavior, because every time you see bad behavior and you blame it on white supremacy, then
that
like,
is victim mentality.
at what point is it black people's fault, black parents' fault for not? Where are these kids' parents right here?
Police announced they arrested a teen boy in the armed robbery of a lemonade.
I'm not gonna lie, I see both perspectives of like, yeah, it is a victim mentality with some of them, but also like some of them are just simply just trying to manipulate the system. and pull the card, right? This is honestly crazy because like I don't remember anything like this actually really happening back in the day. I don't even think it happened like before that. Like children, young kids taking over a city with guns and beating each other up. Like it's pretty crazy. It's like some riot activity. It's almost like the culture was born.
Stand in Southie.
We first told you about this story Wednesday night. The 14-year-old suspect is facing several charges.
I was like scared, but I feel better now. Like
I'm feeling like supported because I didn't think this much people would come to this event.
The corner of East and West 9th Street looks much different than it did on Wednesday when police say two men came up, flashed a gun, and stole $50 from Juliet and David Byrne at.
Who does this? Like, what mentality says, yeah, these kids with a lemonade stand, they got a money box, I'm gonna go take it. Like, what? Who raised these people?
This lemonade stand.
like it annoyed me too, cause like we're like kids and we were just trying to have fun doing lemonade stand.
Parents of the two children worked with friends and neighbors, welcoming elected officials to shut down the street and assemble lower-end lemonade.
I think we were supposed to start at 5 or 5:30, and there's literally like 1,000 people here, and I know that there's going to be even more. Yeah, away from the traffic.
That's real community right there. That's people, right? Like, that's literally just helping people out.
Hoping to send a clear message to the neighborhood.
Make sure people know that these are our streets, we're in control of this neighborhood, and we're not going to stand for something like this. Some hoodlums, delinquent doing something this brazen in the middle of broad daylight.
And to the two people responsible for stealing money from the children.
There's going to be consequences for your actions.
Neighbors say they're frustrated with the violence.
There's too much violence.
Smiling.
So the people that was out there that came to support them kids, if they would have stopped.
You know what's crazy is like people see this and like they know who those people are and they don't say anything. It's crazy.
And took a survey of each one of them people and they said, guess the race on these brothers or these people that came and stole this $50 from these little kids. I bet every last one of them would have guessed the right race.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Based on the community event, it was mostly white people out there. So obviously, I don't believe that they think one of theirs would do this to their own community.
Guys, and we're gonna show some more stuff that happened this weekend. That's why I just don't know why it's a debate between these dumb people that's out there supporting the Karmelo situation. I don't understand why they got the victim mentality. There's always a brother in trouble. This is what's going on just the past weekend after.
He keeps talking about it like it's a victim mentality, like it's somebody that's really truly believing that they're a victim in their own mind. And I don't really think that's the case anymore. I think that, you know, culture and society has given the past so many times that it's like literally an excuse that they can use about everything. Anytime a black person gets in trouble, they can just say it's because of white people and they can get out of trouble because it has gotten blacks out of trouble before. And it's because the media is spinning it. It's because them creating division. It's like, what let's get back to the right and the wrong, right? Like just stay in black and white when it comes to law. Like I know there's no really black and white in law, but there's right and there's wrong. At the end of the day, do I think Karmelo should have went to prison for murder? Yeah, I do. Do I think he should have got life? No, I don't think he should have got life. Do I think that he should have got 35 years? Yeah, I think that fits for how they ran their defense, right? The defense was ran off blaming the victim. Like what do you think a jury's going to sentence you to when you're sitting there blaming the victim? Now, is that Carmelo's fault? No, it's not even Carmelo's fault. Like he had no say. He's just literally listening to the professionals, the lawyers, the experts, and his parents didn't help him at all, really, if you ask me. Like they actually kind of made it all about them, took the publicity and tried to make it about getting fame almost. It seemed like they just wanted attention. It doesn't seem like they're really trying to fight for their son as much as just like, hey, look at me, poor me, and play the victim card in the sense of like they're a victim, not their son. But big thing is the kid actually stabbed somebody, he killed him. Like, yeah, there needs to be a punishment. He's going to do some time in prison. Now, should he have gotten 35 years? I think he could have gotten less if they would have just taken accountability, responsibility, even let him go up on the stand and explain his remorse and allow the people to see that, like, yeah, he made a bad decision and he was thinking wrong and he was young and dumb and that he can grow from it. And the dude could get out of prison, in the next 20, 25 years, rather than doing 35 years and being damn near 40 when he gets out.
Karmelo was sentenced.
A teen takeover in downtown leads to chaos and gunfire.
This exclusive video showing police herding the crowd
That's crazy.
away from the scene. It happened near Discovery Green last night. Police tell us around 600 people may have been at the takeover. Megan Reyna was the first reporter at the scene last night and joins us with more.
And this is why they need to bring spanking back. Spankings is what keeps kids from doing dumb shit like this.
Megan.
It is a completely different scene here out at Discovery Green compared to Saturday night when hundreds of police officers responded not only to break up that large crowd of teens, but also figure out who fired off multiple rounds of gunfire. It was around 9:20 Saturday night when Houston police responded to a teen takeover at Discovery Green. And
How are these things even planned? Are like private chats on like Discord or something? Like, and you just like, hey, invite every teenager, every kid in the city, and we're gonna go and take it over. Like, how does this even happen? And second off, how do they even form this big of a group without the cops pulling up and stopping it when there's this many like underage people out at night?
this video, you can see a large crowd of young people running as police with lights and sirens follow them.
Never
But
mind.
we had one goal in mind, and that was to keep one large crowd from dispersing and developing into another spot, namely our fan fest for FIFA. We did not want that to happen.
As police were breaking up the crowd of 600 juveniles and adults, a captain
600 people
on scene says they heard gunshots.
Shots fired, shots fired.
And then 10 minutes later, another round of gunfire.
We've got rounds. We can see where they were discharging.
Fortunately, no one was hurt. Chris Ochoa lives close to downtown and has been riding his bike around the area for as long as he could remember. He says he has never experienced what he did last night.
Something like that, it's like you had to think, what are you?
Straight up, Houston is the LA of Texas. Like, no lie. Like, worse than Dallas. I put it on everything. Houston is the LA of Texas. Like, when I fly to LA and I land in LA, you can immediately feel the negative energy that surrounds that place. It's almost like a dark cloud sits over LA all the time, even when it's sunny. Houston is that same exact way. Okay, and it floods 24/7 because it's just a giant dome. All right, or I guess a bowl, you would say. This is like one of the worst energies I've ever felt in cities is Houston and LA.
Really trying to do what's the end goal.
This happening all nationwide, and what don't we see? Not the good old Mexican, not the good white,
Not the Asian.
not the Asian. We don't see none. We see
Not the good white is wild.
just being objective here. Have we seen one other race in any of these videos yet?
We don't.
Well, it's kind of hard to say. It's a large crowd.
Yeah, go on out there, Brandon.
Nah, bro. I ain't like, no, I was just keeping it. If I saw a bunch of them kids out there, a bunch of them dreadhead tech suit wearing kids.
Tampa police are stepping up security ahead of the weekend to stop teen takeovers. They're designating the downtown area a special event zone. This means violators could face more consequences. Fox 13's Kylie Jones explains the crackdown from Curtis Hickson Park.
Well, Tampa police say these special event zones are in response to planned takeovers.
Tampa?
What it could mean, higher fines and more penalties for violators in these areas. Police are going to these new lengths to keep teen takeovers out of the streets.
This is happening nationwide.
Criminal activity, expect.
I did not realize that. That's happening nationwide. It's like becoming a trend for people to do that. And the craziest thing is they say adults are part of it, and you know that they're like the marketers and the masterminds behind it all.
Criminal consequences.
On Friday, Tampa police are designating the downtown area a special event zone.
Point one eye, Brandon.
Right there.
He's a wigger.
Yeah, I can tell.
You can tell by the
that
fade. You can tell by the fade.
Come on, bro.
Come on, bro.
But don't do that, bro.
Anyway,
You know the truth.
I do know the truth.
Everyone knows the truth.
I do know
Wigger is crazy.
the truth. I do know.
Let's talk about the real. We ain't gotta be delusional.
I'm not being delusional.
But guys, I mean, look, man, and that I'm gonna be real, guys. That's the good bit. That doesn't do nearly from what I have saw over the weekend, guys. Right after the Karmelo, after y'all was saying everybody racist.
They in a back alley.
We the victims in America.
This is barbaric.
They did this because of white
They
supremacy.
spraying mace. Oh, they macing them.
It's crazy they will literally keep fighting even while they're getting maced. like they're just trying to catch more charges.
That ain't stopping them.
They talking about real crash outs.
Mace resistant. That weave. Oh yeah. This is one demographic at all I'm seeing. Goodness gracious.
Man,
That's California right there. That's crazy.
we can just get into sad stories that they don't pull up in the media. We want to cry about Karmelo and make it super big. This woman, son was shot
at work.
My sweet boy will never see 19.
Leah Bannon is talking about her son, Fate Bannon. He worked at this Hoskins Road Jack-in-the-Box. In March of 2024, he was shot and killed during a robbery. Police arrested 16-year-old
Was he robbing them or was he shot and killed while he was working there?
Shaheem Robinson and 28-year-old Marcus Don and charged
Dang.
Weak ass loser.
28.
Yeah, they are some losers, bro. How you gonna kill the Jack in the Box guy, man? All he's doing is making your tacos. You're going to get at 2 a.m.
With
Hanging
the
with a
16-year-old.
Oh,
And this boy,
bro.
and you shoot and kill a young boy that's doing his
At
job.
work.
Like, damn, you can't even go to work.
You went to rob a
At Jack in the Box?
Jack in
You
the
can't
Box.
even go to work.
Like I
If
said,
it wasn't for the white supremacy, these men would have been lawyers and scholars.
These are future engineers.
Lawyers inside of the penitentiary.
this right here, this exposed the difference in cultures, guys. This is the Japan celebration after they won a soccer game, and this was the Knicks celebration. Looks about right.
Asian culture,
Holy
black
shit.
culture.
Looks about right.
That's the Japanese,
100%.
the Japanese fans cleaning up the stadium after the game. You see Jameis Winston joined in with them?
Looks about right.
This is 100%.
How much you want to bet every single person in every one of these videos listens to drill rap?
This is absurd.
This explains, real quick, this explains the school scores. This explains the income differences. This explains the incarceration differences. That one clip there, there was no that was Asians and black. What's the difference? Why weren't the Asians were put in concentration camps in California. I've never heard an Asian complain about that in my life.
I have a question. Why the hell does every clip we see of these young kids just involve fighting? Why are they fighting so much?
That's exactly my point. It's always violence. Like, why is violence their first choice?
Because black people are violent.
Why are they so angry?
Because they're violent. I don't care no more, bro. I'm actually getting very mad watching this shit.
Poverty would be my understanding to like why people could be so angry. And people, I'm not saying just black people, of course, yeah, in all these videos they're highlighting the point of black people doing it, but if you come to where I'm from, there's not a very big population of black people, and you'll hear all the stories of the white people doing the crazy shit just like that because that's the primary race in the area, right? So when you get to the inner cities, that's really where the primary race of black people live is deep inner cities. So that's why you see primarily blacks or colored or interracial people doing all the crime, and it's because that's the poverty race that is there primarily. It's just about location. If you really think about it, look at the different locations around the country. Go to somewhere where it's predominantly white. You'll see same crazy stories just like this of crazy ass kids doing some crazy shit, and they will literally not get put on the front face of the news. They might be on the front newspaper in that town or that city, but they ain't getting put up all over the internet like this. This is just something to create likes and attention and drama in the world. If they didn't report on it, it would be boring and you wouldn't watch it.
This is really, really bad.
No, this is
terrible.
Man, it's been bad.
It's been bad.
It's been bad.
It has.
That is crazy.
Square. They got rods in Times Square?
Somebody,
brother,
was shot.
What did you think?
Somebody was shot, 17-year-old. Shot.
Guess who shot him? You already know. Don't even have to do an investigation.
Something.
How do celebrations turn into fights like this? I can understand parties and just a bunch of, random people, being at a party that like know about each other or from like one area. I get that, right? Like, but out in the streets, Like, you have the opportunity to just, like, keep walking and, like, leave the area and not be around those people. At a party, I could understand, like, there's not really many places you could go. Like, people don't make the right decision to just, like, walk away anymore. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Nothing else over the weekend, guys. I can go on and on, y'all. I'm gonna stop it, but I can go on and on. You know, we just got a celebration. You got a bunch of different people out
You
there.
got the pink hair people. The pink hair people.
Oh, shit.
They believe
It's
that
not.
these people are hungry and oppressed.
It's crazy how, like, perspective can change everything right there. Like, as soon as the camera moved, it turned into something totally different.
And look, listen to the cameraman. He's entertained by this monkey shit. This is pissing me off, bro. I can't be one of these spotted heads no more.
He literally making monkey noises at these people. Like, that's crazy. I don't understand how they can say, like, this is like monkey activities, bro. This is ghetto activities. This is ghetto-ness. This is like hood activities. Okay? No class at all. Like, every man for himself.
I can go on and on, y'all.
Goodness gracious.
I can go. You can't even have a lemonade stand.
Yeah. This is for Karmelo. I would have stabbed that too. Why he don't go? Hey, I would have did it to him. I promise I would have. I would have did it to him.
That's crazy, because he's probably telling the truth.
I would have did it to him and his brother.
Okay, but for what reason?
Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Them little boys came looking for trouble.
Okay.
When you come looking for trouble, it's
How did they go looking for trouble?
you don't know what outcome going.
Sure.
You don't know outcome.
I don't think this guy actually, like, listens to any kind of actual real facts or does any kind of research. I think he's seen the movement and he's like, yeah, dude, I'm a wild card. Let me just get out here and make some noise.
You rob a bank, you don't know if you're gonna get the money.
Wait, somebody robbed a bank?
Hold on, listen, real quick.
Man, you wanna play dumb, man. Don't give me no time.
No, it's good.
No, I want to hear it. All right.
You can record it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This homie on his Black Boy Max vibes too with that eye piercing.
Yeah, no, I want to
You rob
get
a bank,
inside,
right? You rob a bank, right? You might get the money. You might go to jail. You might be dead, right?
Right.
You fuck the wrong motherfucker. It's the same way. Them boys were looking for trouble. You know what happened? He got stabbed and he died because he was looking for trouble. That's
How'd he go? Bro, that is not. How are you under your own school's tent? Somebody from another team comes under your tent and you're the one that went looking for trouble? Make it make sense.
So if you can't see that between your little ass brain, motherfucker.
So,
you want me to whisper it to you?
No,
You want me to whisper it to you?
Bro, this guy did a good job at keeping calm, but then he seemed timid, and that's why this guy started pressing him, I promise it.
you can talk.
You want me to whisper it to you?
Well, you're yelling.
If he would have just started kind of getting a little bit more assertive with like some rebuttal, homie wouldn't have pressed him like that.
All right, then, bitch.
You know,
Play with somebody else, man. For real gangster. Play with somebody else.
I'm just trying to.
These people,
Violence. Always choosing violence first.
this kind of people is aggressive.
And they get mad when you say it.
They're angry and aggressive.
Gracious.
They are.
This is not the full representation of black people, but the subset that is. Oh,
To be
man.
honest, this is the majority.
Shit.
It is. I'm done sugarcoating. I'm done
How
sugarcoating.
many of them can read
I am done
on
sugarcoating.
an official level?
Hey, at least I didn't have to say it.
Pull up that fucking Houston
y'all
interviewer.
know.
I 100% agree with this guy.
Pull up that Houston
I'm done
interviewer.
Y'all know it.
sugarcoating.
How many can read on an official level?
Not that many.
30%.
Okay, so brother, when I say 70% believe this shit,
You're not wrong.
Don't ever tell
No,
me
you're
that
not
they
wrong.
don't. That they don't, brother.
I'm done sparing feelings, bro.
Let's just get off the reading.
Today is the day. Y'all about to get the no. Black people are violent.
Shit.
Period.
Shit.
The end of statement.
Wow.
This is all these clips I showed
You
y'all.
guys are going
is an
hard.
We telling the truth.
aftermath.
Are we gonna draw the line at hurting a nigga feelings or
As much as I agree with what they're saying, that black people are violent, I don't really hear it really as an insult. Like, violence is needed sometimes. The problem with what they're talking about is it's uncontrolled violence, right? And it's unprovoked violence. Like, you need to be able to be violent. You know, there's this the saying I once heard, right? I would much rather be a soldier in a garden than be a gardener in a war. Right? So, like, violence isn't necessarily always a bad thing. You need to be able to access that, but only when you are provoked with a situation or a need to be violent in order to protect you, your family, right? Your land, your property, whatever it is. But they are definitely like some real ones because they being honest.
murder?
Aftermath. mad.
Nah, bro, I'm pissed, bro. I'm pissed. I am, bro.
It's
I don't
bad,
like these
guys.
people. I don't want to be around them.
It's bad.
I'm not playing. Who wants to be around when you get murdered?
The jury could have instead convicted him of the lesser offense of manslaughter or deeming the killing a
Facts, dude. They actually they like totally being oblivious. Majority of people out here talking about this are oblivious that they even put manslaughter on the table, and it just was that nobody actually thought it was manslaughter. But like I said, if they would have like took a plea deal instead of fighting this, they could have got a manslaughter charge. They could have pled this down. Instead, they wanted to fight it and try to get freedom out of something that was an actual crime that homie needed to do time. And they should have known that. They should have known dude was going to do some time, whether it was 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. All he had to do was take a plea deal, and he could have got a sick plea deal, I'm sure. All they had to do was take responsibility and accountability and play, the criminal who's already starting reform. Okay, that's really the way I look at it. But that's really how people get good plea deals is they act like the criminal who's already started remorsing and showing that they made a mistake. That's the truth. So why they want to play like it was the victim's fault or like they want to try to like make an excuse for it rather than like taking accountability that their kid murdered somebody. And Anthony Karmelo's not even speaking up or like telling his lawyer, like, hey, I want to speak. I want to say something. Like, dude, I'm telling you, when Anthony gets to come out and tell his story, that'll be the next viral clips that go all over the internet after, a few years pass.
crime of sudden passion, which would have given Mr. Anthony a much lower sentence, but they did not. And thank God they didn't. Finally, some accountability. I saw this and it's a huge relief. Let's say that. It is a relief that this animal that took the life of a handsome, young, white guy with his whole life ahead of him, it is a relief that this piece of human garbage was held accountable. Because it wasn't a crime of sudden passion. It wasn't manslaughter. It was murder.
Facts.
He brought a knife to a track meet. Who does that? Who are these people in our cities, in our communities, in our schools, with our families, your children? Who does that? He brought a pocket knife to a track meet. He's in the wrong place. He's asked politely to leave. He gets shoved. He escalates it to lethal force. People like this do not be.
There's a difference when you like naturally and normally carry a pocket knife. But in Frisco, Texas, it's not really common like that.
Long in our.
Not at 17, I would say. If you lived in like Poolville or Decatur or like, somewhere in this country and like you're 17, you're in like ag and you like take care of farm animals or whatnot, I could see it being common that you carry a pocket knife on you. But even to a track meet, like the only reason I could see it being in your bag is because like, oh, you forgot it was in there or something. But for the fact that he had the intention of knowing it was in the bag and was already reaching for it, already knew it was in there, like he intentionally knew that knife was in there for a situation like that, which he was already planning to get into. Like, makes sense to why it's murder.
Society. They either should be in prison forever or they should be dead. I don't want to live in a society with animals, 17-year-olds that bring guns and knives to a high school sports outing. I don't want to live in a society, I don't think anybody does for that matter, with their wives and their children, or even themselves for that matter, where that kind of thing is going on.
Facts.
What kind of 17-year-old has that kind of hatred and violence in their heart? What kind of 17-year-old is capable of doing something like that? I don't think any white person, with maybe some exceptions, knows anybody in their family, their extended family, in their community who's capable of doing something like this. So somebody that is willing and able to carry out a vicious attack like that does not belong in our society. He should not be going to college. He should not be living a life, making a family of his own, having kids, God forbid. He belongs in a cage or under the ground. And that's it for people like that. The only reason they sent
That's pushing it a little too far, I would say. I mean, a cage, yeah, for a little bit. He needs real help, like to actually like figure out one, why he made that decision, what influenced him, what kind of things was he following. He needs to open a Bible. He needs to find God. He needs to find Jesus. He needs to understand that like the gang banging way is not the way of life. And like Jay-Z lied to you. Like Biggie was wrong. Like Tupac was wrong. Like all the gang banging music was wrong. Like it wasn't ever meant to like teach you to go be a gangbanger. It was all entertainment, and you can actually know this because you'll see these rappers don't even live those real lives they be rapping about.
Sentenced him to 35 years with the possibility of parole is because he was charged as a minor, and so he's ineligible for a life sentence without parole. But I think that's ultimately what he deserves.
Nah, I wouldn't say life without parole. Not until we hear from Karmelo himself. Like you gotta hear from the kid and hear his actual take and like hear his tonality and his actual functions to like what happened. Like think of what his outtake is.
But I want to add on to this. So, like I said at the beginning, this is the bare minimum. It's a relief that in this case, justice was done. The killer was found guilty. He's going to prison. He's facing accountability, as he should. I actually saw there was one right-wing TikToker who's not a big fan of mine, this fat-headed doofus. He went on TikTok.
Bro, Nick is always like real straight, hard to the point, but he also really like kind of pushes things overboard. I feel sometimes, but he is hilarious to me.
TikTok, grinning and smiling like an idiot, and he goes, "Carmelo Anthony was found guilty." Ha ha.
I have a feeling he's like 5'5", 5'4", somewhere. He looks short. Like that's the way I see Nick Fuentes.
This is great. And you go, you're celebrating the bare minimum.
Like honestly, I feel like Nick Fuentes is standing up right now, leaning on that table, not sitting down.
Some sociopathic killer murders a white person, goes to jail. You're hooting and hollering. You're saying hip, hip.
Okay, I see his chair, but like he's got to have that thing jacked all the way up and the desk all the way down.
Hooray, why? It's a horrible situation that this is going
like his feet are for sure hanging, I promise you.
On, because this happens all the time. This now happens with regularity. That white people are out there in the world living their lives, riding the subway, at the high school football practice.
Not just white people, bro. Not just white people. All people. Everybody should be able to ride the subway and walk the streets. And hell, a girl should be able to walk home at night without being worried about being raped. Okay? Like, that is the community we should be out to build. Instead, we're all just fighting each other. It's crazy.
This at the airport, in an Uber, at a bar, wherever, when they are suddenly and viciously attacked, have their lives permanently altered or ended forever by these maniacs with nothing to lose. You're celebrating he was found guilty and put in jail? You should be angry. That's the bare minimum.